we ran this quiz at the fair this last weekend in Hermosa, and I think about 100 people took it. And I think it looked like about 60% of the results ended up in the libertarian quadrant. I'll show you what that looks like. See, if you notice, this quiz cuts across the. Okay, so the quiz ends up showing you a different axis. So instead of left-right, you've got a north-south axis where freedom, as you move up, freedom increases as you go up and decreases as you go down. So you start thinking of people as statists versus libertarians is a different way to categorize policies and politicians. Now see, here's another way. I just took that same triangle and I put some common words to it. Out to the left you have socialism, which starts to declare positive rights, such as right to health, right to a job. Out on the right you have what some people call dominionists, which are to try to legislate morality into our constitutions, state constitutions, and in state laws and in federal laws. So here comes the war on terror, the war on drugs. The philosophical tendency is toward absolute moralism, like you think of the religious right, and out to the left, paternalism and egalitarianism, which is forcing everyone to be equal. So the extremes there, which I had to put out there just for interest, because some people call libertarians anarchists. But that's in fact, I think the true anarchist really wants zero government at all, and that's. But then I'm one of the more moderate libertarians that says I think we have to at least protect property rights because it's pretty hard to privatize protection. But that's okay. That's another debate. See, we have lots of internal debates in libertarianism. Oh, and there's Chairman Mao, just for an example, out on the left, and Ahmadinejad out on the right. Which, just the point of this little animation is that it's funny that the right wing is neither conservative nor Republican anymore, and the left is neither liberal nor democratic anymore. So you got to call into question all these definitions. And I think the Tea Parties are really trying to show that there is that freedom axis to consider, because we're getting a raw deal from both parties. And this is just an example of where I think some people fall on this spectrum. And there's our favorite libertarians up on top. Even though Ayn Rand didn't call herself a libertarian, she wanted to start her own philosophy. We consider her philosophy highly libertarian in nature. Libertarian behavior is distinctly individualist. There's Barry. Who are you cheering, Ron? Ron Paul? Yeah. It's been proven that righteous, peaceful social behavior and collective prosperity result from the equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. Okay. And libertarians are fun. There's Drew Carey, Penn Teller, and Penn Gillette, and if you don't remember, J.J. Walker. Liberty Ledger. This is something I try to do at every dinner. I just run down the headlines. It's by no means a complete list. In fact, I wanted to solicit a little feedback. These lists, every day we're getting news that we're losing our freedoms. So, like in business, we have the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Well, freedom has gain, loss, opportunity, and threat. And we have, on a daily basis, these losses of freedom and these threats to freedom, and very few opportunities. I actually made a mistake here. Well, no, that's not a mistake. I put low-flying ultralight planes used to struggle borders an opportunity, only in the sense that it's just futile to try to stop these drugs coming. And maybe, when you realize that the Mexican government can't stop planes, submarines, they're outgunned, maybe someone will just eventually give up and try to legalize it. On 4:30, Obama's team shakes down Chrysler bondholders, puts the union first. These are just flat-out fascist activities. It's just extra legal. Yeah. Economic fascism, yeah. So that's a good way to put it. Obama shakes down the California over, threatens to withhold the TARP if we don't rehire the SIU employees that were laid off. I think they've backed off on that, but I mean it shows their tendency. $3.4 billion trillion with 12 zeros budget was announced for next year. But all the news said, well, he's cutting $17 billion from some programs that people really like. So it was a total diversion. It was like a total snow job to show that oh, it's now 3.6. Here or there, yeah. It doesn't matter. Well, but the whole thing is that the worst part is that the mainstream media doesn't even challenge it. You know, they give this line, well, we have to cut these $17 billion in program, as if he had cut the budget, when in fact he grew it to record levels. 500,000 jobs lost, and again, it was spun in the media as better than projected. We thought 600,000 would be laid off, so it's actually a gain.
No, I'm interested in the first item. I'm friends with the man named Robert Crooks. He's the founder of the Mountain Minutemen, and he's invited me and anybody else who wants to go down to the border and defend the border. So anytime anybody wants to go down there, but I'm very interested in seeing if he has anything to say about that. I would love to be able to get some of those on camera as they're flying across the border. You know, like.
So these are the. So maybe I missed this one, Joey. But this is low-flying ultralight aircraft going right over the border. What about the submersibles that come through regularly and they beach? Well, it just goes to show you how unenforceable the war on drugs is. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I bet you the number one export to Colombia from the United States is remittances in the form of payments from my Coke, not my Coke dealer, but so and so's Coke dealer to to whoever it is in Colombia. So the cartels. It's unfathomable how much money we'll waste trying to contain that problem. So.
Do we have anything on numbers? Do they have any numbers of how many they've caught or seen? Because Robert Crooks says that they use the ant method, where they just send so many people that if a few get busted, it's no problem because they just send so many.
I actually have some statistics on that because I have a patent pending on a concealed passenger detection system. They catch 200,000 people trying to be smuggled through the border every year. That's just the people they catch. Now, mind you, if you look at the statistics, only between 1 and 7.5% of cars going through the border are actually referred to a secondary inspection where they would catch that sort of thing. So my guess is it's millions. I mean, the main problem is that everybody's so worried that they're going to get caught if they try again that they end up staying here and then feeding off of the system. So.
Oh, we're going to get to the tea parties. Don't worry, Herb. Well, I know we're getting sidetracked a little bit. We're just